Hi, this is Naveen Nanjundappa. I am back with yet another question that was asked from my students. How does Scrum increase productivity and efficiency of project management? This is a very interesting topic. In fact, everybody who try to learn about Scrum should be able to answer this question. How does Scrum increase the productivity and efficiency? Let's go ahead, look into what does Scrum talk about. Scrum is a simple framework. And Scrum as a framework is a set of rules and guidelines. Scrum gives you a certain activities to do, which are predominantly based on empirical process. You might have probably learned about plan, do, check and act, which is nothing but Deming wheel and PDCA cycle. Yes, empirical process or empiricism is built upon the knowledge that is acquired as you start working. It starts with a thought process that I may not know everything at the beginning, but as we move through, we have an inspect and adapt process which will enable us to learn more about the ecosystem and the needs and serve that purpose or take an effective action. Now, how does Scrum increase the productivity? Now, it all depends on what you consider productivity as. Do you consider productivity as efforts applied or amount of work done for the applied efforts? In fact, productivity can also be avoiding waste. Productivity can also be handling a complex ecosystem. How effectively the team members are working together. The emotional connects in the organization and the cultural behaviors, cultural connect in the organization. The leadership. All these things eventually lead to the productivity of the teams and the organization. Of course, in project management, when we work in a complex zone, we all know that the project management to deal with a complex situations where requirements are uncertain, technology is uncertain, domain experience is uncertain with the team members, it is always good, or probably I could say the only way to win is to inspect and adapt. And that inspect and adapt mindset is through empirical process or empiricism. So Scrum predominantly is built on this empirical thinking, empirical process, and hence any person, any team which uses this empirical thinking would certainly improve their productivity while they are not using an empiricism. So think over, are you learning based on the experiences and continuously improving? Which means you are better today than you were yesterday. You are better today than a week before. You are better today than a month before. If you are better today, then your performance and productivity today is going to be much better than what it was yesterday or a month before. Which means any team, any organization which is focused on continuous improvement would certainly be more productive. Now, am I saying that Scrum is the only way to improve your productivity? No. An empirical thinking is going to improve your productivity because you are trying to handle the situations better. Scrum is based on incremental and iterative development process. When we talk about incremental and iterative, when we want to achieve a bigger goal in a complex zone, we try to break that down into smaller chunks so that we can take lesser and lesser risk, inspect and adapt and move forward. So incremental development ensures that we pick one functionality at a time, develop it so that it is 100% done, reduce the risk and move forward. And hence avoiding the unnecessary work or avoiding the late mistakes or the later point of time, we are discovering some new problems. So incremental development ensures that whatever is done is 100% usable. And hence it's directly going to improve your productivity because now it is the amount of work completed with good usable context. Iterative is a process where you go ahead and repeat the steps that is required to build a high quality product or a high quality service at an interval. So every sprint, you increment the product and iterate over the process of developing the product. And hence, you go ahead, analyze, code, test, automate, integrate, and deploy. All these things are done for all the functionalities that are internally developed within the sprint, which is ensuring that we are taking lesser and lesser risk so that we can deliver value to the customer. And hence, it is making you deliver a higher productivity and of course, more efficiently. A self-organizing and self-managing team. Scrum relies on the capability of the team to be cross-functional self-organizing and also self-managing. Cross-functional team are those teams where the team members have all the skills required as a team to build any product or the service without external depending on anybody, which means they would have the coding, testing, automation, and all the skills required. The self-organizing team is a one where the team takes a decision on what needs to be done. They organize themselves during the work, manages their work, and move forward. While a self-managing team relies on the team's leadership and team's decision-making to decide what, when, how things have to be done to achieve the goal. Scrum relies on having a team which is cross-functional, self-managing. When the team is cross-functional and self-managing, obviously the productivity is going to increase as they start working collaboratively. Inspection adaptation to reduce the risk. We are in a complex zone. In a complex zone, the only way to win is to inspect and adapt. Why are we supposed to inspect and adapt? Inspection and adaptation reduces the risk on the small item that we have picked up. If we don't inspect and adapt, then the risk is going to be higher. So the frequent inspect and adapt ensures that we are taking sufficient risk and reducing the risk. And hence, the productivity of the team increases. Remember, productivity is not just the amount of effort put up. It is about the quality of the work done and the value that is delivered at the end of the day. So, Scrum is an inspection and adaptation cycles throughout the sprint, hence reducing the risk, increasing your productivity and efficiency. The last one that I would want to talk for today's session is strategies, tools, and techniques. Strategies, tools, and techniques don't have brain. Your brain is a tool's brain. Of course, you might have seen some of the videos in my channel where I explain exclusively about strategies, tools, and techniques. Scrum does not give you any strategies, any tools and techniques. And that's the beauty. It just gives you a framework, rules, and guidelines, just like a chess game, which gives you the rules but does not tell you how to win the match. What should you do when a given situation arises? It is your strategy, it is your tool and technique that makes you explore the rules so that you can go ahead and win the match against your opponent. The rule book does not give you the strategies to play. Strategies are individually described or individuals developed. I may have a different strategy, you may have a different strategy. Strategies are not right or wrong. Strategies have to adapt to the values and principles, and hence it has to be focused towards the agility of the team. Now, if the team is using the right strategies, tools, and techniques, then they are going to increase their productivity and efficiency during the sprint. In fact, you can use Scrum and have pathetic non-agile teams. How? Because the teams can use the strategies, tools, and techniques from 1990s, 2000, which are not in line with the Scrum framework or in line with the values and principles of Agile Manifesto, and hence making the team be more micromanaged. So remember, strategies make us win, tools and techniques make us more effective and efficient. So if I have to ask you, what does Scrum do to increase your efficiency? The answer is Scrum does not do anything to increase your efficiency. It is you who has to do to increase the efficiency with respect to the strategies, tools, and techniques. Now, I have given you certain clues as to how Scrum is going to increase your efficiency and productivity during the sprint for the project management activities. If you have any more points to do, please let me know. And any questions that you want me to answer, don't hesitate to drop me a message. I'm Naveen Nanjundappa, signing off for today's session. Thank you so much.